So, hey, Julie. A lot of times people want, there's many different people that come to the Gene Keys. There's people who come to the Gene Keys because they just feel drawn to it and they're not sure why. And then there's people that come to the Gene Keys because they're like doing shadow work, right? They're doing the Ascension work and they're trying to figure out how to best help themselves, right? And so somehow, some way, the universe lines it up and gives it to them. And Ashley and I have been doing these connection calls, and some magical stuff's been happening on these calls. And yesterday, a crucial piece came in that allowed me to fit together some other pieces that were coming to me in the middle of the night. I do a lot of work with the Palladians in the middle of the night to work through a lot of my karmic stuff, a lot of my clearing out any beliefs that could continue to come up or fears. And really allow them to be worked out overnight. I have to sometimes take breaks though, because it can get a little much. But this image keeps coming to me. It's been coming to me in the middle of the night. And at first I was like, what is this, right? What is these lines down the center of this being? And the outline in blue, I feel is the endocrine system, right? It's our nervous system. It's our sensitivity, not just to, in the way like you think of anxiety and things like that, but in the way of frequency, right? So when we think about receiving energy and where even anxiety comes from, a lot of it has to do with the frequencies that we are receiving from other people. And so if you come around somebody who has a piercing frequency, right? Their aura is big. They have big energy. So a lot of times people say that about me, that I have really big energy and that they can, when I step into a room, it can be intimidating or they feel my energy. Other people will walk into a room and they will pierce the other person's aura to a point of where it triggers them, right? Because then that person starts reflecting back to them. All of these things, including anxiety, that highly sensitivity where we feel the frequencies of another person, of a room, right? Of a building we walk into. We can just sense that something's not right, or sense that something's off, or something's fantastic, or something wonderful is going to happen, right? So this endocrine system that they were showing me represents our sensitivity, our ability to receive frequency. The column down the center this is our central column. This is our spine. This is our connection above and below. And it's in yellow because when we go through an awakening, a lot of times this is what begins to open up. People start feeling it in their spine. People start feeling it through when you have Kundalini awakenings, feeling that information. And this also where our meridians are all the way up from here to here. This is where our 7 chakras live. You know, we have lots and hundreds of chakras, thousands of chakras, but these are the 7 main ones. They run through that meridian. That meridian has pathways that connect and create this beautiful central column. So what does all this have to do with anything, right? How does this have anything to do with it? Well, then we throw in all this other stuff. So we have our brain, which has its own set of, hey, Anna, it has its own set of neural pathways, and it's this big thing that's in our head, right? It's a tool. We have our heart that we end up building barriers around. I'm just going to put a box around it. And then we have our stomach, which really is the true mind, if we're going to go there, right? And then we start building these huge blocks in our stomach, and our stomach becomes heavy and congested, and right? So all these things now become blocks, blocking our channels when we are up in our head and our head is full of crap that's not ours, when we're thinking too much. We've now created these barriers that really congest that pathway, that central column, that energy flow. So we've kinked our hose not once, not twice, but 3 times. And then we can start to do it more. We can start to get problems in our back and start congesting our spinal column, all that, which I didn't even know I was going to do all this drawing. So this is all new to me coming through. Love how that works. So we have this, right? This is our body. This is our body. This is our mind. And then we have our aura that surrounds us, right? And all in here are all waves of frequency. And anytime that we collect shit that isn't ours, it just clutters this up, right? And it really blocks our ability to receive. So then we enter the gene keys. And this is cool. So for anybody who's seen a gene key chart, I want you to notice something. I'm going to draw on this because I can, because it's mine. What do you see now? Now that I highlight it, let's see if I can, my comments are going away. Hey, Crystal. Yeah, I had a big pain in that back. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Benita. So what do you guys see now that I highlight it? What shows up to you? It's two triangles, one going up and one going down, right? And what is a triangle? The triangle is the Trinity. The triangle is the Holy Trinity, Trinity of lights. So I'm just going to put this, and I kept getting these 12 triangles in my dream. So if we put that around us, we have now put ourselves in a double triangle or a diamond, right? And then there's a sacred geometry that looks like this. It's an infinity loop going up and down and side to side, because this represents your Trinity going up and your Trinity going down, that Trinity of light, that Christ consciousness. And so here's what happens. This is the Trinity of lights, and I've said this before. At the top of it, this is you. This is your soul chakra. This is your essence. Down here, this is Gaia. This is Mother Earth, right? And right here in the gene key chart is the breakthrough. This is your SQ. This is the breakthrough point that unlocks this Trinity. And for prosperity to flow, for ourselves to be in flow, for us to open ourselves up, we have to come through this breakthrough. This breakthrough has to do with opening our heart, wide open. Remembering, opening the heart isn't about other people. It's about remembering our truth, who we are. So when we do that, so let's just worry about the top real quick, okay? So here's the top triangle. I'm going to split it like that so you can see that line. So this right here, this pathway, this is our greatest challenge. This is life's work. It's going to be inverted for you guys, but that's okay. This is going to be life's work to our evolution. And this greatest challenge is all about our mind. It's all about the shit in our mind, our beliefs, our conditioning, what we believe to be true, what we perceive, how we make it hard for ourselves. The next one is our core stability. This is how we ground, how we feel stable, what makes us feel secure and safe, grounded, balanced. This is our radiance to our purpose. When we remember that we are not the mind and we are not the body, what happens? We come in to that oneness. We open our central column. We're connected above and below. We're fully in our body. We come into one. Paper makes it hard, right? So mind, body. When we're not our mind and we're not our body, we realize that our mind is a tool and our body is a vehicle. We come back into oneness, to infiniteness, to our soul essence. So what does this have to do with a spiritual awakening? In order to fully be open to receive without judgment, without blocking ourselves, without any of the bullshit that we make and perceive to be hard, we have to strip all that shit away. We have to move through it. And while I did like a year and a half of shadow work, of forgiveness work, of all kinds of other work, which I needed to do because it helps me to help you guys, and it served its purpose, the gene keys is like a freaking shortcut. When I went through the gene keys, even though I'd already been through it, the reason why I needed to go through it again, one was to see this correlation right here. And two was to fully open my heart even more. Because these beings are coming from a place of infinite love. The fifth dimension and above is about infinite love. It's not about judgment. It isn't about male or female, right or wrong. It's just about infinite love. And for you to receive that frequency clearly and without egoic interpretation, your heart's got to be wide open. You have to be in that state of being, not pushing, not trying too hard, not trying to make something happen, not doing it for your bottom line, not doing it because it's going to get you something or provide you with something, but for pure effing source connection to your truth, to your essence, to who you are. This is what the Gene Keys is about. It's that path to you, back to you. So whether you take this path on your own, because literally, there are some people who need to do this by themselves without any help, without any interruption from anybody. There are some people that need that. And then there's others that need or desire, I should say is a better word, to have that support system, that container, that direction back to themselves, that new perspective, that guidance, the energy work, the piece of it that helps them in different ways, helps them to uncover what it means to them. So isn't this I have like chills right now because a lot of this just came through as I was on with you. Isn't this amazing? It's so amazing. So hearing all this, and what happened was, so let me take you back for a second, because last year I was feeling these beings, these galactic beings around me. I figured they were galactic, and I knew that there were some archangels there as well. But I would get so high, I would feel the energy so much that I could shake my entire bed just by sitting still. Because my endocrine system, my aura was being penetrated by this super high frequency. And I thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I feeling the energy like this? And my husband drives for Uber. And so he would make the joke, like, are you surging? Because all of a sudden he would feel the bed start vibrating like we had a quarter machine in it. Because I had so much high vibrational energy coming in at me, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. And I knew it was energy, but I was like, I don't know who it is. I don't know what's happening. Why can't I figure this out? Why? And so when I took the Gene Key journey, I opened my heart to a new level that I was like, oh, now I know. I was able to just go within and connect on a whole new level, connect through my heart. And I was able to receive, to hear, to see, to be directed, to learn. Because that's my favorite part. My favorite part is connecting with them just to learn shit. I mean, this is like getting it straight from the source. Without ego, without book interpretation from somebody who put their ego into it. This is straight from the source. And then I get to run it through my filter and interpret it my way. So it's amazing. Crystal says, for me, I definitely needed to do this on my own, and I needed to find myself. Exactly. And that's it. Some people, there is no right or wrong here. Some people need to do it on their own. And some people desire and that support, that container is going to change their life. So there is no right or wrong way to do it. I do need to do this work alone, but I want to do it with others. Does that make sense? Absolutely. So there's that piece. And here's the good thing about the container of the devotion experience. And a lot of what I do working with people anyway, this is my whole thing, is redirecting it back to you. I will not give you the answer, because here, what I have found by giving you the answer is that you didn't have any energy invested into it. And if you invest your own energy into going within and doing that search and allowing me or Ashley or whoever you are working with, because there's a lot of people that teach the way that I do, allowing that person to guide you back to you, giving you the proper, I don't say proper, but giving you new questions to ask, new ways to inquire within so that you get a different result. And that light bulb can go off and you can be like, oh, and now you are invested in that realization and it's cemented because you're invested. I love